What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 55 of my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. And we have hit another milestone. This is the 400th episode of WWE Universe Mode on the channel. Thank you so much for supporting me over the years. And we are back with another edition of Tuesday Night SmackDown coming to you from Reno, Nevada, as we await the arrival of the man who was defeated in a #1 contenders match last week by Daniel Bryan. It is, of course, the face that runs the place, John Cena. And John Cena, well, he looks to be in as foul a mood as ever. And I would imagine that he is none too pleased after losing to Daniel Bryan last week. We now know that Daniel Bryan will face off against Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship. And as for John Cena, well, he's without a pay-per-view match. And from what I've gathered from the rumblings backstage, that seems to be what John Cena has had on his mind all week long. So, without a doubt, I'd imagine he is out here to address that very point. So let's hand him the mic and hear what he has to say. Oh my God. No way. John Cena, he wants a challenger for Extreme Rules. He wants an opponent. But you've got to be kidding me. If John Cena wants a fight, if he wants the fight of his life at Extreme Rules, this man can certainly provide it. This is Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh my God, I've got goosebumps, folks. John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura in the same ring. Oh, this is sure to have combustible written all over it. John Cena, he was calling out the SmackDown general manager Lita, but that's not who he got. Instead, it seems as though Shinsuke Nakamura has got something to say to John Cena about that little challenge he was issuing there. Cena out here complaining. You know, it's very unlike John Cena, but then again, John Cena has been very unlike John Cena in recent memory. At least historically, what we've seen from John Cena in the past, he has become a different man, a very different man. And Shinsuke Nakamura making a beeline for the ring, and Nakamura doesn't even have to say anything. This crowd is electric right now, and look at John Cena trying to silence the people. I think there's your answer. John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Is it gonna happen? We just need to get a confirmation of it, but it seems pretty official right now. As there you see backstage is Daniel Bryan. We know that Daniel Bryan... Well, wait a minute. There's the former world champion Mark Henry. I mean, Mark Henry's not exactly wrong. Kevin Owens has certainly kicked it up a notch. He has become more destructive than ever. It seems as though Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan will face off in our main event later on this evening. You could see Daniel Bryan was, well, obviously Daniel Bryan getting prepared, getting ready for that title match with Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules. And I'd have to say, if he's looking for a prep match, Mark Henry is the perfect opponent, because Mark Henry has been on the receiving end of a Kevin Owens beatdown. He's been put on the sidelines by a package pile driver. So Mark Henry, I guess he wants to try to give Bryan some help going into that match at Extreme Rules, trying to help Bryan find his inner monster. But we'll have to wait to get to that main event later on, because right now we have our opening contest of the evening. It is singles action, it is women's action, as Dana Brooke will go one-on-one, face-to-face with the women's champion, the Empress, Asuka. Of course, it was last week that we found out that Emma will go on to face Asuka at Extreme Rules after she defeated Charlotte in a #1 contenders match. So perhaps, I mean, it's interesting to see that Emma is not out here at ringside tonight with Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke is out here by herself. I don't know if there's a bit of dissension between Emma and Dana Brooke, or perhaps there is some sort of a hidden plan in the works. I don't exactly know, but Asuka for sure is going to have to be on her toes. But then again, this is Asuka we're talking about. It's kind of hard to picture this champion, this beast of a woman, getting taken down so easily by Dana Brooke and Emma. But then again, I mean, Asuka, she did defeat both Sasha Banks and Natalya at WrestleMania to capture that women's championship. And while that wasn't exactly a handicap situation like a pairing of Emma and Dana Brooke would be, still, Asuka has proven that she can face off against multiple opponents, and she can more than hold her own. As Asuka definitely, if she could take out Dana Brooke tonight, that would certainly pay dividends heading into her title defense, because if Dana Brooke was going to be at ringside with Emma, well, that could definitely cause more than enough distractions for Emma to capitalize on. But if Asuka can try to eliminate Dana Brooke here and now, well, then she doesn't have to worry about her, and she can focus solely on Emma. And when it comes down to a one-on-one fight, I'll certainly be interested to see how Emma can hold her own, because what we've seen from Asuka so far, it doesn't seem as though she can be stopped. She has just, I mean, she remains undefeated here in Universe Mode. As you see, Dana Brooke looking to rush Asuka, try to catch her off guard, and she did just that with a dropkick. A smart strategy by Dana Brooke, try to take control of the matchup early on, because once Asuka gains control, well, it's all over at that point. But right now, Dana Brooke is bringing it to the women's champion as she stomps straight into the chest there. Dana Brooke, you have to imagine, she could do, well, she really could play the role of spoiler. Nice elbow drop there by Dana Brooke. As now she goes for the pin. One, no, not even a 1 count. Asuka powers out. But Dana Brooke could play the role of spoiler here, just try to wear Asuka down, perhaps try to injure Asuka heading into that matchup to give Emma the advantage. But there's a counter by Asuka and a massive strike to the face. Dana Brooke rather, just dropped like a sack of potatoes. And that might be the beginning of the end right there. That might be the turning point. As here comes Asuka, clothesline over the top. Dana Brooke crashes to the outside. And now Asuka out to the apron. Dana Brooke, you might want to stay down, because here comes Asuka with a running hip attack off the apron. And Asuka playing it up to the crowd here. As Dana Brooke is in a world of trouble, Asuka's got her up by that ring post and bouncing her skull first off the steel. Asuka, at that point, I think this matchup could be over right now, folks. Once Asuka turns the tables like this, once she starts to get going, it's incredibly difficult to stop her. As now Asuka looking for the Saito suplex. Taking down Dana Brooke. And now Asuka just measuring her opponent once again. And again playing it up to the crowd. She knows she's in control. As now Asuka ducks a punch and a German suplex. Dropping Dana Brooke straight on the back of her head. And that truly has been the case ever since Asuka got her with that palm strike. Dana Brooke has not had a lick of offense in this matchup as Asuka continues to... Oh, wait a minute. Counter by Dana Brooke. Perhaps Dana Brooke's got one last rally in her. As there's a reverse elbow forearm to the face. Asuka now backed into a corner. As Dana Brooke has got her up for Snake Eyes. And it seems as though Dana Brooke, perhaps I didn't give her enough credit. Reverse STO. Asuka playing it face first. Dana Brooke looking to go for the major upset here. 1, 2, no, not even a 2 count. Asuka kicks out it yet again. But Dana Brooke, no, you can't do that, Dana. You've got the advantage. Don't let your ego get the better of you. This is Asuka you're going up against. That could be a fatal mistake. Dana Brooke giving Asuka too much time. As Asuka counters, I knew it! Dana Brooke, she cost herself the match. Running hip attack by Asuka. But Asuka not going for the pin off that. Asuka, you have to think she is looking to send a direct statement to Emma. Give her a brief taste of what to expect. An Extreme Rules massive roundhouse kick. A flash knockout. Dana Brooke is out cold. Hook of the leg by Asuka. 1, 2, 3. As if you expected anything less, Asuka just stomps Dana Brooke in this matchup tonight. Although, to be fair, Dana Brooke put up more of a fight than some of Asuka's other opponents. So you gotta give credit to Dana Brooke for that, but at the end of the day, it's still Asuka who stands tall, undefeated, going into Extreme Rules, going into her title defense against Emma. And it seems as though this strategy... Wait a minute, Emma! There's Emma from behind! And this was the game plan all along! This was the game plan. Dana Brooke wearing down Asuka in the match. And when Asuka least expected it, Emma struck from behind. And now Emma going to work on Asuka. And this is going to give her a huge advantage going into Extreme Rules if she can get the jump on Asuka like this. And this is not looking good for Asuka. She was blindsided. She never saw this coming. And Emma, you saw her there just wiping off her hands, saying that she's going to put an end to Asuka right here. And that's assuming, yeah, that Asuka can even make it to Extreme Rules. Who knows what Emma's got in store for her right now. As Emma tosses her into the corner. And now Emma with a knee to the midsection. And she's got her hooked, all caught up in the ropes. She's got her in the dilemma. And Asuka right now, she's in dire straits. Emma, after attacking her from behind, has really brought the fight to Asuka. But wait a minute, Asuka with the reversal. Asuka able to strike her way out of that powerbomb predicament, and a massive clothesline over the top rope. Emma, just like that, she's on the back foot now. And it seems as though her little attack has backfired. Asuka telling her to bring it on. And what's Emma gonna do? She seems hesitant, but she also seems like she's ready to go at a moment's notice. No, I think Emma's backing down. Emma is walking away. She missed her chance. She blew it. And Asuka gets the last laugh here tonight. We are just 2 weeks away from the arrival of Dean Ambrose to the SmackDown roster. That is sure to be, well, Dean Ambrose, he's going to put the SmackDown locker room on notice for sure, and I'm very anxious to see what the fallout will be from WrestleMania. What kind of a mindset is Dean Ambrose going to be in when he does arrive here to the blue brand? But for right now, we've got singles action. Simon Gotch in the ring. And making his way to the ring is Gotch's opponent, Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze. And before we move on to Tyler Breeze here, I do think it's quite interesting that Simon Gotch is out here tonight. This is the first time that we've seen a member of the Vaudevillains compete in singles competition. Of course, the Vaudevillains have struggled as of late, unable to put together the wins as a tag team. Perhaps it seems as though the cracks are starting to form in the Vaudevillains. Perhaps this matchup tonight is an opportunity for Simon Gotch to experiment with a potential singles career. I wonder if Aiden English is going to do the same. What exactly does this mean for the future of the Vaudevillains here in Universe Mode? We'll have to stick around, figure out what exactly will develop from this. But getting back to the man who commands all the attention when he steps in the room, Tyler Breeze has been, I mean, despite that loss to Apollo Crews a few weeks ago on Main Event, Tyler Breeze has been on a tear. Of course, tearing apart Apollo Crews' leg. Then it was just 2 weeks ago on Main Event that Tyler Breeze defeated a debuting TJ Perkins in the Tyler Breeze gorgeous Open Invitational. And now tonight, he is taking on Simon Gotch in singles action. When it comes to this current SmackDown roster, I'd expect to see a huge opening in the Intercontinental Championship division coming up here shortly. As, of course, we've got the big Hell in a Cell triple threat matchup coming up at Extreme Rules. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Tyler Breeze just stuck his hand straight in the face of Simon Gotch. And Simon Gotch, he might be a chivalrous man, but he's not going to take that lying down. Being a respectful competitor does not mean you are a pushover. And Simon Gotch is looking to prove that to Tyler Breeze right now, as look at this arrogant pin by Gotch. That's a bit uncharacteristic. But perhaps Simon Gotch just getting caught up in the heat of the moment. But getting back to the Intercontinental title, of course, we're hopefully expecting to see the conclusion, the climax to this massive rivalry between Chris Jericho, Austin Aries, and Cody Rhodes at Extreme Rules. But once that goes down, depending on who wins that matchup, say Cody Rhodes retains, for example, well then who's going to step up next? Chris Jericho has had opportunities. Austin Aries has had opportunities. And you know, even if somebody like Austin Aries or Chris Jericho wins, well then Cody Rhodes, he's had opportunities at the title in the past as well. So it really will be, coming out of Extreme Rules, wait, hold the phone. Simon Gotch delivers the manliest of elbow drops, but Tyler Breeze's foot under the bottom rope, and that forces a rope break. Simon Gotch has to be a bit more aware of his ring presence as he's looking for a vertical suplex, but Tyler Breeze able to counter with a knee to the face. Boot to the midsection, and look at Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze taking him down with a float over neck breaker there. And again, Tyler Breeze just back to mocking his opponent as he takes Gotch down to the Saito suplex. But I have to say, if Tyler Breeze can keep putting together these wins, he definitely would be a strong contender for that Intercontinental Championship following Extreme Rules. And perhaps that's just what Tyler Breeze is looking to do. Tyler Breeze, his undefeated streak is gone thanks to Apollo Crews. But perhaps Tyler Breeze could look to replace that accolade with some championship gold, as he drives Simon Gotch face first into the mat with an Impaler DDT, but Simon Gotch barely gets the shoulder off the canvas. He was definitely rocked by that Impaler DDT, but he's not out of this matchup yet. And perhaps Tyler Breeze getting a bit more of a fight than he was expecting out of Simon Gotch here. But you see, there's the aggressiveness of Tyler Breeze. Perhaps a bit of frustration shining through as well. As look at Breeze, Hurricanrana, shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. No, wait, Simon Gotch reverses. Simon Gotch reverses. 2, 3. Oh my god. Simon Gotch nearly picked up the upset right then and there, but he's got Breeze reeling. Simon Gotch, Michinoku driver. And he hooks the leg on Tyler Breeze. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Again, so close to having a major upset here on the part of Simon Gotch. As Tyler Breeze is in trouble, Simon Gotch is heating up. Simon Gotch channeling his second wind right now. And Tyler Breeze, it's all he can do just to get back to his feet. He can't even keep up. Imagine what a victory this would be for Simon Gotch. You talk about the Intercontinental Championship picture. If Simon Gotch could defeat Tyler Breeze here, that would just completely shake up the rankings. As Simon Gotch tossed him into the corner, but Breeze able to reverse. And now Tyler Breeze unloading with the right hands. Tyler Breeze to the middle rope, and he takes him down with a Tornado DDT. As Breeze now picks Gotch back to his feet. Supermodel kick! Damn near beheaded him with that one. And Tyler Breeze taking a moment just to, I guess, regain his composure. As Simon Gotch, well, Tyler Breeze is going to go for the ride yet again. And he figures, why not? I've got time. Simon Gotch isn't going anywhere. Just mocking him. And now Tyler Breeze, beauty shot! And it's lights out for Simon Gotch. Tyler Breeze, oh, come on, just pin the man, Breeze. You don't got to insult him any further. Hook of the leg. 1, 2, it's over. Tyler Breeze with yet another impressive victory And I guess that's what Tyler Breeze just retaliating for Simon Gotch's... Wait a minute. It's Simon Gotch, Tyler. Simon Gotch. Get the name right. Well, it seems as though Tyler Breeze is issuing yet another open invitational, another gorgeous open invitational at Extreme Rules. What an announcement there by Tyler Breeze. And at this rate, it seems as though Tyler Breeze is on the fast track to that Intercontinental Championship. If he can keep putting together wins like this, there won't be any stopping him. You heard it here first, folks. Tyler Breeze has issued a gorgeous open invitational for Extreme Rules. Any superstar on the roster is open to the challenge, but as we saw with TJ Perkins, the open challenge is not limited to just WWE superstars, so perhaps we could see another debut at Extreme Rules. We'll have to wait and find out for that. But while I have you, I would like to announce that on the next episode of Universe Mode, the main event will be a clash for the ages as Roman Reigns steps up to take on the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. That matchup is sure to be a classic, and that next episode, you can't miss it. And it's main event time here on the 400th episode of Universe Mode. And what a main event this is going to be. We have the former World Heavyweight Champion, the former King of the Ring winner, Mark Henry, taking on the next #1 contender for Kevin Owens' WWE Championship. The man who defeated CM Punk at WrestleMania, the man who you could call the best in the world. By defeating Punk, he essentially inherited that title. And now, Daniel Bryan has the chance to truly claim the top spot here on SmackDown, the top spot in the WWE. He might, and right now, for the moment, he is really in name only the best in the world. But if he can defeat Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules and win the WWE Championship, then he truly will be the best in the world. And Daniel Bryan is so close to attaining it. He has never held a world championship in Universe Mode to date. The closest he ever came was SummerSlam when he was going to cash in his Money in the Bank on CM Punk. But of course that opportunity was stolen from him by Brock Lesnar. But at Extreme Rules, Daniel Bryan will get another shot. So the question is, can he live up to it? Can he dethrone the dominant wrecking force that is Kevin Owens? According to Mark Henry, he doesn't think that's going to happen. At least not yet. Not with Daniel Bryan as he is now. And that's why this matchup is happening. Mark Henry, he wants to try to bring something out of Daniel Bryan, wants to try to ignite a fire, to unleash a monster that is trapped within Daniel Bryan. And Mark Henry, I don't know if he's necessarily underestimating Daniel Bryan. But then again, Mark Henry, he has felt the wrath of Kevin Owens firsthand. He was one of Owens' first casualties. So, Mark Henry, perhaps, maybe he's a bit paranoid here. But I think that paranoia is completely justified. This was a man who was taken out, put on the shelf with a package pile driver back in October, thanks to Kevin Owens. I'm sorry, back in November, rather. Close enough. And Mark Henry, he really has never recovered from that. He really has never managed to make it back into the main event scene. And you see, well, Bryan tried to go after Henry, but again, Mark Henry just, he's outpowering the man. Daniel Bryan, there's nothing he can do in a battle of grapples. Mark Henry telling him to bring it on, to step it up. And I mean, this crowd as well, this crowd is more supportive of Daniel Bryan, but I think they at least understand what Mark Henry's trying to do here. I wouldn't expect this matchup to be, I'd expect this matchup to be a bit more down the middle than we'll see between Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens. But I mean, right now, at the end of the day, The crowd ultimately favors Daniel Bryan as Bryan with a couple of strikes. Able to drop Mark Henry. Bryan saying, you want me to bring it on? Well, I'll step up my game. I'll give you exactly what you want. As Daniel Bryan went for the roundhouse kick, but Mark Henry able to dodge it, and look at the strength of Mark Henry. Daniel Bryan launched nearly 10 feet in the air by Mark Henry, and that is why they call him the world's strongest man. And again, Mark Henry just going to toss him like a rag doll. Looking to launch him into orbit with a throw like that. And now again, Henry this time tossing him by the neck. Grabbing at the beard of Daniel Bryan. Just tossing him around the ring, but Bryan able to chop out the legs. And Bryan's got him down on the canvas, and that's where Bryan wants him. Prevent Mark Henry from using his power offense. And this is where Bryan excels. This is where he can try to dig deep, go for those submission holds. Just wear Henry down. But Daniel Bryan, a kick to the face, but Henry staggered, but he doesn't fall. Now a European uppercut got him against the ropes. Daniel Bryan, a missile dropkick. And Mark Henry crashes to the outside. And now Daniel Bryan looking to take a risk. Daniel Bryan going to the top rope, but Mark Henry trying to get back into the ring. Mark Henry looking to shut him down, but Bryan got him with a missile dropkick anyway. Daniel Bryan hooks the leg. One. Got him two. No, just a 1 count. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there. And quickly, Henry back to his feet. Seems as though Daniel Bryan, I thought he was going to try to keep Henry grounded in this matchup, keep him down on the canvas. But perhaps Bryan sees that as taking the easy way out. So he's going to try a different approach. He's going to try to not necessarily outpower Mark Henry, but just outfight him, out-wrestle him. As several vicious kicks by Daniel Bryan, and now Bryan, slingshot over the top rope. A leg drop guillotine. Looking to choke the life out of Mark Henry. As Daniel Bryan springs back into the ring, and again taking Henry off the canvas. But now he's got him back down, as he's got him in this rear naked choke. Actually, I got the wrong submission hold. It's still a choke hold nonetheless. And he can't quite get the body scissors wrapped around Henry though. He doesn't have it locked in as completely as he would like to, and Mark Henry just able to power out of it. Bryan is not going to be able to out-muscle Henry, but Daniel Bryan, he can certainly out-kick Mark Henry. He can out-strike him. As several vicious kicks to the midsection. And a roundhouse to the skull, and that could have knocked him out cold. Daniel Bryan able to roll the dead weight of Mark Henry over onto his back. 1, 2, no! Henry emphatically kicks out at 2. And a bit of frustration by Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan, he knows that he's going to get more of a fight than this out of Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules. He can't be deterred by this, as reverse DDT takes down Henry. But look at Daniel Bryan quickly grabbing at the arms, and now Daniel Bryan with a cattle mutilation here. And it'll be interesting to see how Bryan can utilize these submission holds. Henry's got the power advantage, and indeed, it came into effect right there. Henry just able to break the hold by sheer force. Oh, Henry was looking for a strike, but again, Bryan able to block it. It really has been mostly Daniel Bryan on the offensive here, but you can never count Mark Henry out of a matchup. As now look at Daniel Bryan again. Daniel Bryan just unleashing a barrage of kicks yet again in the corner. And Daniel Bryan a running knee. Driving it straight into the jaw of Mark Henry. As the crowd on their feet, this crowd on fire. Daniel Bryan. Look at the strength of Bryan, but no, he couldn't keep it. Mark Henry able to slip out the back door. Oh, and a massive strike. Massive right hand to the face. And he just dropped him like a sack of potatoes. And now Mark Henry with the elbow drop, follows with another one. Mark Henry just crushing the life, crushing all the fight out of Daniel Bryan. As Henry picks Bryan back to his feet. Now he's going to scoop him and drop him down on the canvas. And Mark Henry now with just a headbutt. Nothing pretty about that, folks. As Henry drags Bryan away from the ropes, looking to avoid a rope break. Has him center of the ring. And Mark Henry, that's 400 plus pounds. 1, 2, 3. No, Henry unable to put Bryan away with that. That was 400 plus pounds crushing the wind out of the lungs of Daniel Bryan, but Bryan able to escape, and now able to go on the offensive, taking Henry down with a reverse DDT. And now Bryan is measuring Henry for something. As the world's strongest man stumbles to his feet, Daniel Bryan tosses him to the outside. And Daniel Bryan, he's got a crazed look in his eye. Daniel Bryan could be looking to go high risk with a full out of steam through the middle rope suicide dive. Mark Henry crashes against that barricade. It's a miracle he didn't break through and crush the entire first row. With the force of that dive by Daniel Bryan. As now Daniel Bryan tosses him into the ring. Daniel Bryan, if he goes for the pin, but it doesn't look like he's thinking that. Daniel Bryan's lining Mark Henry up. Could be looking for the running knee. And Mark Henry is out cold, but Daniel Bryan doesn't appear to be done. Daniel Bryan seems like he's just getting started, and this crowd loves it. Daniel Bryan, I mean, if Mark Henry was trying to ignite a flame under Daniel Bryan, trying to bring out a more aggressive side of him, that's exactly what he's done. Henry misses a clothesline, and Bryan back at him with the running elbow. And now Daniel Bryan springing to the high rent district. And this crowd chanting his name. Daniel Bryan looking for the flying goat. But Bryan is not done yet. He's looking to go for the second. It's twice as nice as Daniel Bryan lines him up for the running knee yet again. And Henry is done. He is out. Bryan hooks the leg, and you can count to 100. This matchup is over. Daniel Bryan defeats the former world champion Mark Henry and cements his momentum. Going into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, Daniel Bryan, will he be able to be the man? Will he be the man to dethrone Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules? He might be the one. If anybody could do it, if anybody could have, I don't think anybody can have more momentum than Daniel Bryan has got right now. Well, we're out of time for this episode, folks. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode and then Extreme Rules. Until next time, keep on YouTubing.